Title: The Quest for the Cure, A Tale of Bravery and Hope. Subtitle: A Story of Young Heroes Fighting Against the Zombies. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a small town filled with friendly people. They lived their daily lives in peace, never suspecting that there was anything frightening or dangerous lurking in their midst. One day, strange things started to happen. People started to behave in an unusual way. They walked with a strange, stiff gait and their eyes were devoid of life. They were no longer the friendly neighbors they once knew. The townspeople were frightened and didn't know what to do. Soon, they realized that the strange behavior was due to a virus that was spreading rapidly throughout the town. The virus turned people into creatures that were later called zombies. These zombies were slow-moving and could only grunt, but they had an insatiable appetite for human flesh. The town was soon overrun by zombies and the few surviving residents were forced to hide in their homes. They knew they had to find a way to escape, but they were too afraid to leave their homes and face the horde of zombies roaming the streets. One day, a young girl named Sarah decided she couldn't sit by and watch her town be destroyed. She was determined to find a solution and save her friends and family. Sarah was brave and smart, and she knew that she had to act quickly. She gathered a small group of her closest friends and together, they set out to find a cure for the virus. They searched the library and found a book that described a rare plant that could cure the virus. The plant was said to grow in a far-off land, so Sarah and her friends set out on a dangerous journey to find it. As the days passed, the townspeople noticed that the zombies were becoming more and more aggressive. They were no longer just shuffling around aimlessly, but were actively seeking out the remaining survivors. It was clear that the town was no longer safe, and Sarah and her friends knew that they needed to act fast. After gathering supplies and weapons, they set out on their journey to find the cure. The journey was long and dangerous, and they encountered many obstacles along the way. There were times when they felt like giving up, but Sarah's courage and determination kept them going. One day, they stumbled upon a small community of survivors who were also fighting against the zombies. Sarah and her friends joined forces with the community, and together they continued on their quest for the cure. As they traveled further, they encountered even more challenges. They encountered rogue groups of survivors who were only looking out for themselves, and they had to fight their way through hordes of zombies that were growing in number and ferocity. Despite all these challenges, Sarah and her friends never lost hope. They knew that they had to find a cure and save their town. And finally, after many long weeks of traveling, they reached the land where the rare plant grew. They were overjoyed to find the plant, but their joy was short-lived. They soon realized that the plant was guarded by a tribe of fierce warriors who were fiercely protective of their land. Sarah and her friends had to come up with a plan to get past the warriors and retrieve the cure. They decided to try and negotiate with the warriors, and Sarah, with her gift of gab, managed to strike a deal with the tribe. They were allowed to gather the cure in exchange for some of the supplies and weapons they had brought with them. With the cure in hand, Sarah and her friends set off on the long journey back to their town. Along the way, they encountered even more challenges, but they never gave up. They used the cure to heal the sick and help others along the way, and soon a small caravan of survivors was following them, all hoping to find safety in the town. When they finally returned to the town, they were met with open arms. The people of the town were overjoyed to see them and grateful for the cure. They worked tirelessly to heal the sick and rebuild their community. Years passed, and the town became stronger and more prosperous than ever before. Sarah and her friends were celebrated as heroes and legends, and their story was passed down from generation to generation. The town never forgot the bravery and determination of the young girl and her friends, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
Thanks for watching and subscribe to our channel.